Appearing in over 60 films since the early 90s and possibly appearing in even more television shows, actor and comedian Michael Rapaport seems to have done it all because he's also added author, director, podcast host, stand-up comedian, which is of course why you're here in Tampa. So you've got a lot going on. We're so glad you made time for us.
Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm enjoying Tampa. Had a great weekend performing at the Tampa Improv. Great crowds, great shows, and just hanging out, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, you were saying you've never been to Tampa before.
Never been to Tampa.
So impression?
I like it. The people have been very nice.
Yeah.
The food's been very good. The crowds were great. And I enjoy it. I can't wait to come back.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You know, people, again, know you from so many different things. It's like when you say you're coming, they're like, oh, I loved him in this film. I loved him in this show. But also right now, like, you've got the podcast, you've got the book.
Yep.
I mean, you really do it all. How in the world do you find time for everything?
Well, time is not an issue. I love working. I love what I do. I don't consider it work. I've been able to be fortunate to have a career that's gone on for a long time, and different things, sort of give you different challenges, and I just love sort of finding new things that excite me.
Well, one thing, so we get these little cheat sheets once in a while. Viewers, you probably recognize us. I got to tell you, this was a first for me. And one of our talking points, as a former sports reporter who worked for Fox Sports for over a decade, the fact that you have anything sports related, that's how so many people are knowing you these days, is your passion for sports.
Yeah. I'm a big fan, big basketball fan, big NFL fan, not so much baseball. But those are my two. I love it. I love fantasy football. I love Jameis as a fantasy football quarterback this year. I know we're talking about real life. It was a little crazy for real life quarterbacking. But I like Bruce Arians. And I'm a big fan. And I don't try to act like I'm an analyst or I know it all. I try to talk from the point of view of a fan. I think people enjoy it.
I think, yes, they do enjoy it. Again, I know your podcast, you've gotten the book, and into it, it's funny to hear you talk about the sports. We're actually, and this surprises most people, a hockey town.
I know.
A lot of people say, a southern town can never be hockey. We, eat, sleep, breathe the Bolts. We love it down here, and we've got a good team, which always helps. Yeah,
there's a good team, and I'm aware of that. I don't follow hockey as much as I used to when I was a kid, but I'm aware of the team, and I'm aware of the fandom for it.
What about the XFL? What are your thoughts on that? Because I know that's one thing we're trying, and since you are a football guy, we're trying to, test the waters. Tampa Bay Vipers.
I have no problems with it. For me, I think it might have been better to start the season later as opposed to right after the Super Bowl, because I feel like football fans, you got college, you got NFL, we're so hardcore into that. You got fantasy, which is like a whole component of it.
Yeah.
To start it right after, I don't think it was a good idea. In my opinion, I think you should have let people get antsy for football and start it maybe like in May, as opposed to the week after the biggest sporting event in the world, the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Because I feel like at the end of the NFL season, I'm like, enough of football. I don't care about anything else. So that's for me. But I wish the league luck, and I have no problem with, upstart leagues and different forms of professional big sports like, the XFL, the Big Three with the Ice Cubes League, which I support a lot and I'm a part of, and I love that league. I just feel like it would have been smarter to give it have people get a little football angst.
Well, since you brought up your basketball there, I got to say this is the first time in my interview, too, that I've watched a Snoop Dogg's newscast to get ready to talk with you. I got to say, the thing that I appreciate so much about you is someone who has been classified. I have a lot of apprehension about posting on social networking, like, is this okay? You are 100% opposite, my friend. You've got that phone up there, and you loved it, and you talked about that with Snoop Dogg. What is it about social networking? Because it seems like it's just given you a platform and people have really resonated with that.
I started doing it just like everyone else.
Yeah.
And I feel like, my point of view, the way I articulate it, people enjoy it. Some people don't enjoy it. With social media, you're never going to be, you could be, the Pope or the Dalai Lama. You're still going to have, trolls and all that stuff. I'm sure they get trolled all the time. So it's part of it. But for the most part, people get a kick out of it. They get my sense of humor. It's like a sort of a video diary of what I'm feeling in a very spontaneous way. So I get a kick out of it, and it's good for promotion and stuff like that.
I need to learn a little bit from you, I think. I need to not overanalyze as much.
Don't overanalyze it.
See, that's I'm guilty of that.
You can't overanalyze it and expect haters. Like I said, the Dalai Lama has a Twitter account. I guarantee if you went through his feed, they'd be like, whatever they're going to say to him. So.
Well, one of the places people can see, of course, the podcast. We just had you on the stage. What else are you working on?
Hopefully we'll be back with the Netflix show Atypical for season 4. I don't know yet, but hopefully that'll be happening. And I'll continue on tour. I'll be in Orlando next month.
Oh, nice.
To perform down there, and just keep doing my thing. And I'm happy to be here, and I'm glad you had me.
I am very glad we had you. It was so nice to meet you. Thanks for your time today. Again, go to your website. Is that the best place? How can people?
MichaelRapaportComedy.com.
There you go. He makes it easy for us. We'll make it easy for you too, because we'll be right back after this break.